Oh
Uh,
yes, we live, baby. Yo, welcome to another episode of New School Knicks. This is what episode 4. Is it 4? Got my man
yes, sir.
Greeny. Got Greeny here. Got King Ant. People's champ is good, y'all.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good? Good morning, y'all. Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing? Top of the morning. Top of the morning, chat. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired, but the energy gotta be there. So, Greeny,
What's good? How you
first.
doing, man, child? How you doing, King Poppy, New York? How y'all doing down there? Good morning, y'all. Good morning, fellas. Um,
Yes. We got people up early with us. That's
yeah,
what's up,
early. They
man.
up early.
They
What's
was
up, K?
waiting.
What you was about to holler at me about?
Greeny, let's go with the rundown, bro. Let's get straight to it.
Well, this day news, you really didn't have too much action. We had Donovan Mitchell in the pro-am. I didn't really want to talk about that, but I did want to talk about how Donovan Mitchell was at the Rucker, with Fat Joe and all them, and Fat Joe handing out shoes. So now, like, I feel like they welcome him to the city almost. like, like it's starting. I'm getting more and more vibes like that he's gonna be here. That's really what I'm taking from it. You say good morning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really all the news I really had. It wasn't really too much I could really dibble and dabble on because we got a show to have. So I mean, but Donovan in the Rucker was a good sight with Fat Joe. I'm pretty sure he was doing something else out here, but they probably didn't have no cameras on him. But yeah,
I feel like Donovan Mitchell has the EBT card. That's how bad he want to be in New York.
Uh,
Yo, son really got an EBT card. That's how bad he want to be here, son. Like he just making clues left and right. Like I know he got a crib here, all that. Like he got everything. He
hmm
ready. He bought a crib. Yo, King Ant was good, bro.
and at the
what's up,
same
fellas?
time, you gotta remember the program that he was playing in was in Miami. So I
Hmm.
think like he was just in New York yesterday or the day before. So he going to Miami and then come right back to New like what like what's going on? You feel me? So
Just, I don't want to get caught too much, on down, but man, this is happening. I think,
yeah,
what I
definitely.
mean, reports are starting to trickle out again about talks picking back up. I I think with either today or tomorrow, it's gonna be a big report that comes out about talks advancing. I think we about to get some news soon.
Yeah.
And I think this will be done by next week
Next
before
week.
training camp starts. Yeah, I think it'll be done before the end of August, or by the
That's
end of August. I think that's when it'll take place. I think it's just too much. I know it was some rumors out there in the Twitterverse that
hmm
that Don was actually like that he bought a new home um in New York. So we'll see. But yeah, I think it gets done. I think like for it not to get done at this point, it'll be a troll.
Yeah, like it's too
It'll
much,
be a
right? Like
massive troll.
yeah. Like it's no way that he's sitting there. He pretty much is been living here. I feel like he's been living here towards the end of since the playoffs
Yeah.
ended last year, and he's been here.
I
So
think
y'all
Danny
want
told him. I think Danny Ainge told him like, listen, I'm gonna get you there. Be patient. Like I can see that conversation like being had. Like Danny talking to Don, like, listen, it's gonna happen. We gonna get you there. Just um, we'll get you there. Just don't say nothing. Don't be out here talking about wanting to get traded. Just be patient and we'll get you there. And I think that's probably the conversation that was had. I think this is where he wants to be. I think yeah, I think this is where he wants to be. I think is what makes most sense for Utah. I think it's what
Mhm.
makes most sense for New York. I think every side, this is their best option. This is their best partner in the moment. So I don't see why it wouldn't get done. If it doesn't get done, it's more ego than you know anything.
Mhm.
I think it's more ego if anything if it doesn't get done. So yeah, I
So
think it can get done.
y'all want to get straight to it. The
Yes,
I
the
wanna I
sir.
BS.
wanna I
The
wanna say good morning to
BS.
Jerry Fitz. Get married. Good morning to Geraldine. Good morning to Pudge. Good morning to Infamous New King. Good morning to
Good morning,
everybody
y'all.
in the chat. Good morning to my brother with the Arabic writing. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not
Yo,
even gonna try, but
I wasn't
good
going to
morning. You
disrespect.
feel me? Like
I was going to
I
say,
ain't
I
gonna
was going to
lie.
say
Like
that.
that's you feel me.
That's
So good
yeah,
morning to
yeah,
everybody. And
yeah.
if y'all in here watching, y'all better start talking in that chat. I like my chat buzzing. I want everything in there.
Facts. Facts. And we ain't ducking smoke because last week I had jokes on everybody, so we not ducking smoke. I remember that Rasheed Wallace joke somebody made.
Word. That's it.
Oh
That is a
shoot, we
fact.
got Rasheed Wallace, Raymond Felton, and Nerlens
And
Noel.
Noel. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
I can't,
Nobody
ain't that.
knows.
I can't lie. That's a bummy team, but you know what? They got it.
They got it. But so Twitter, Twitter. Oh, by the way, we live on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch right now. So
That's a
everybody,
fact.
wherever you at, like, subscribe, all that,
That's a
please.
fact.
So Twitter. I heard the news, the whole Tibbs and the RJ and the he rather keep Grimes over RJ and they'll trade RJ to get Donovan, which is, let me just say this right now, blasphemy. Don't even try it. Don't even do it.
Did
Tibbs, what are you doing, bro? And this is why you can't keep a job. This is why.
Did you
Doing
see the
things like
wording
that.
though? Did you see the wording? It says sources around the league believe that Tom Thibodeau. Like first of all, like Mark Berman. Actually, first of all, let me start off by saying this: if the report is true, Tom Thibodeau is an idiot, in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a big if, right? Because first of all,
Mm-hmm.
Mark Berman is full of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sources around the league believe Tom Thibodeau. Like, who are these sources around the league? Like, we just overlook like this wording all the time, and these reporters get away with it. Like sources around the league, it's probably like a ball boy for the Cavaliers or something. Like, I don't know who Mark Berman is talking about, and how this source would know, or these sources would know that Tom Thibodeau prefers Quentin Grimes, but the minute allocation between Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett tells me a little different. Um, I, I hope it's not true because if it's true, that's just it's dumb.
It
It's
is dumb.
stupid. And
And I
then
was, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
and then they brung up the rookie max. Like we have to give RJ Barrett the rookie max. Like that's not a prerequisite to keeping him. Like we don't have to give RJ Barrett the rookie max. So like I don't, man.
I
Listen,
think RJ can take anything to stay here.
yeah, I think 5 years, 135, get it done. 5 years, 130, 5 years, 135 gets it done. I don't think we
I,
got to get that man 5 years,
I
185.
think if the front office gets Donovan and then like talks to RJ and let him know that they're trying to build a championship team, like if you take a pay cut, then we could do that. I think he'll be willing to do that. You feel me? Because RJ's that type of person. Like I feel like he's not trying to get his bag. He's a person that's trying to build his legacy. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
And,
And he
and,
been
and
getting the bag off the court too. If you see, if
yeah,
you follow
with
him on
Puma.
social
yeah.
media, he been getting the bag. First of all,
like
when they gonna
like
give
think
him a
about it. His
single?
family got the bag. His family get
Yeah,
like come on. His dad
yeah,
is what
yeah,
Team USA coach or I mean Team Canada coach or whatever. Like come
yeah.
on.
He like he be alright. I think
And,
that he'll be alright.
and think about it, right? Like let's look at it logically. The Knicks, it doesn't look like they really like Cam Reddish, right? So if you trade RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes cannot play the three. That man is 6'5" on a good day. Like so, it doesn't logically make sense. You trade RJ Barrett, like who? Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, who plays the three?
Exactly. Who guards these wings? Who guards the Tatum's, the Kawhis, the Bronze? Not saying that RJ is gonna shut him down because obviously he's not. Those are great players, but he has a better chance to doing that. So now you're gonna tell me you're gonna put out Jalen Brunson if you because they're not really believing in Cam. So you're gonna put out Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Quentin Grimes because now Quentin Grimes got to start the Tibbs because that's your man. You vouched for him, so now he got to start. So
Right.
you talking about three players under 6'5" as as a starting as it's 1, 2, and 3. A 6'4" wing? Are you out your mind? Yeah, nah.
On a team with Donovan Mitchell or Quentin Grimes will never be a star. Like he doesn't fit anywhere. Like I don't think he's a star with or without Donovan Mitchell. But on a team with Donovan Mitchell, like I don't get that line of thinking. I just don't.
Exactly. So you mean to tell me that Grimes got a higher upside? He think Grimes got a higher upside than RJ? Are you out your mind? Grimes and I like Grimes. I be vouching for Grimes, but Grimes is nothing but at best he'll be a 3-and-D player. That's what would we say, Danny Green.
Hopefully,
So and RJ comparisons is what Jimmy Butler and DeMar DeRozan and players like that, and you're gonna trade that for Danny Green? Are you crazy, bro? Yeah, and that will get Tibbs fired. Things like that.
Good morning, guys.
We done woke up the giant.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning,
Yeah, man. I just came to hang out for a few minutes, man. I'm so sleepy, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Man.
Almighty Finesse, stop the cap. Stop the cap, bro. You be trolling. He said, my son said, RJ stealing his Harrison Barnes. Stop the cap, bro.
Yeah, but some people think that for real, but Grimes is gonna be bro, you don't see elite defense in a Grimes and elite 3-point shooting and young players like that, bro. That don't come along often. Elite 3-point shooter and elite defense at the same time. Man, and you see how he carried that trash squad in summer league. That summer league squad was trash.
Stop it.
They got spanked twice by the same team.
They should not have won a game in summer league with that. Yo, what did Trevor Kills do in summer league? Somebody. And aside from getting steals, what did Farron Hunt do?
What did Miles McBride do? He was Miles McHyde because he hit the whole time.
Right. That's why Grimes get a gold star for Grimes. Yo, come on, man. Y'all don't think Grimes is the future?
No.
Grimes, I ain't gonna lie, Freezy. Grimes in the summer league shot the same percentage he shot in regular season from the free throw line.
Y'all nitpick Grimes to death, bro. Can we let Grimes live, bro?
No,
Mr. Rivera, why you looking at me like you want to? Yo, you better send your man's over here to pat me down. I ain't got no illegal substance on you, bro.
Yo, that man do live in far right. You better be careful.
It's hot over here. It's hot over here. The boys is out.
It's about to get real hot when I bring up these Grimes numbers, bro.
Over there.
Here's the thing. You're gonna tell me you're gonna trade number 3 for 25?
You can't.
Like that doesn't even make sense to me. That's dumb.
I don't understand what you mean.
Like the number 3 pick, you're gonna value the number 3. I mean, you're gonna trade away the number 3 pick with way better upside. That's shown way better upside.
Yep.
For a number 25 pick that has shown nothing.
He was hurt.
So was RJ.
But see, that's what I don't understand about Knicks fans. Like the gripe with RJ is he hasn't shown us that he's a star. But that's what everybody says. A lot of people say that he hasn't shown us it. What the heck has Quentin Grimes showed us?
He showed you he could. Did you see his defense on Chris Paul?
Oh my Jesus!
That one time he was on Chris Paul, bro. He looked elite, bro.
But did you see his defense on Cam Thomas?
Man, come on. Why are we nitpicking our own players to death?
Because we nitpick everybody. Everybody get it. RJ had 46 that game against Miami. And you know what we did? We sat there. If he'd have made the free throws, he would have had 50-something. Okay, but he still had 46.
RJ should have had 60 in that game. You know that.
Okay,
he missed 8.
He missed free throws. But we still
missed 8 free throws. But now the discouraging thing about that game is not the 8 free throws he missed. Right? Because even if he shoot his regular percentage, he would have been, 6 for 8? So that means he would have had 52. But what bothered me about RJ is that I think RJ Barrett has the yips. The yips. You know that thing in Charles Barkley's swing where I think RJ Barrett got that. I think RJ Barrett has that going on around the basket. You know what I'm saying? Because in that Miami game, you know how they bump you and you get the continuation and you still get an open look at the rim? RJ Barrett was missing 2-footers uncontested after the bump. 2-footers, 2-foot shots after the bump, and there's nobody there because both of y'all collide, and you get to finish a 2-foot bunny by yourself, and you miss. That's not a Tibbs. You can't blame Tibbs for that. That's all RJ Barrett.
All right,
this is true, but we gotta.
But King Angie, remember the Brooklyn game when KD didn't even foul him? KD jabbed at him. KD was like, and RJ Barrett missed a 1-footer and grabbed the ball and slapped it and slammed it on the ground because he know he got the yips.
Yeah, but like we got to be honest about the expectations here and the questions we're asking, right? Like this whole week, freeze. The question we have been asking will RJ Barrett be a star, right? So like these are the expectations we're holding these guys to. Not once have I ever in my right mind thought about Quentin Grimes even potentially being a star, right? But the standard we're holding RJ Barrett to is will he be a star? But I beg to like I would raise the bet that who RJ Barrett is right now, we'd be lucky if Quentin Grimes ever becomes that. So if that's my premise, then it's very idiotic to even bring up the idea of choosing a 6'4", short arm, sometime shooter.
But that's your premise though, champ. That's your
Yeah, but
premise.
I think it's like we gotta even if you look at their body types, like RJ is a legit 6'6", strong, tough. Quentin Grimes is 6'4" with short arms on a good day, and sometimes he can shoot. Sometimes he can shoot. Like a lot of the times, Quentin Grimes throws up a lot of bricks. A lot of bricks.
Come on,
Summer League,
boy,
that man threw up a
there's
lot of bricks. Put RJ Barrett on that Summer League team. Are you kidding me? He's averaging 30.
40 because he ain't gonna
Like,
pass it. He gonna average 50. He gonna average 50 because he ain't gonna
Yeah,
pass.
but you even put Obi on that summer league team is going crazy. Yeah.
Oh.
and this idea that RJ Barrett can't pass the ball, freeze. We gotta get rid of this idea, man. It's not true.
I didn't say he can't pass, bro. I said he won't.
But he did. Who he
There's
did
a
pass the ball to? But who he didn't pass the ball to?
I was I, I was
look at
watching.
RJ. Just Google RJ Barrett assist percentage. You don't have to believe me. Look up the numbers. RJ Barrett's assist percentage. And yo, when you talk about 14, now you're talking about like dudes that have the ball glued to their hand. Dude, RJ Barrett won't even get the ball to the referee, bro. Ref like,
Yeah,
hey,
like
hey, RJ, we need to. Nah, man,
Yeah,
I love this thing, bro.
but
that.
wasn't we complaining about him not being aggressive enough, not taking the shots and passing the ball off, and then we called him scared. And then when he don't pass the ball and take those shots, now he's selfish. He just got to find the balance, I guess.
RJ Barrett not passing the ball doesn't bother me because he's showing me that he can. Right. So when I'm looking at traits and players that bother me, I look at ability. Right. RJ Barrett has shown the ability to pass the ball. Willingness can always be fixed and curbed. Ability is harder to learn. Right. RJ Barrett, I forget what game it was last year. But like he made multiple beautiful passes. Multiple off the pick and roll, coming downhill, multiple great reads, beautiful passes. RJ Barrett can pass the ball. That's what's important to me. He's a young player. He'll learn when to shoot and when to pass. Most young players have that issue, learning when to shoot and when to pass. So
Greeny,
him, like his willingness is not a problem for
Yeah,
me. He has the ability.
what's your take, bro?
I think I think he could do it, man. I think he definitely can pass. Like RJ can definitely pass. I just think last season he was just so into trying to score. Like I think he can. Like I don't believe that take. Like I don't nah. I think RJ can definitely be a playmaking person. He just got to work on it. It's just something he hasn't worked on.
Yeah, but yeah,
Numbers might say my case might be wrong if you look at projections or whatever, but I think it's something that if he worked on it, yeah.
how well
RJ can do anything good. Like we all say, he doesn't really do anything great. He can do everything good. You know what I mean? So
how well does Quentin Grimes pass the ball? Since that's the discussion. I mean, I don't see him playmaking for others and setting people
yeah,
up.
that's a
And
tough question because I barely see that too. I barely see him doing something like that.
And if in the chat, if y'all bring up in summer league, he was setting people up. Be real with yourself. We talking about NBA league, the big times, not summer league. We talking about real players.
and also let's also not forget, um, like until his last year in Houston, like Grimes had underachieved in college. He was on the fast track to being one of those highly rated players that didn't pan out. Like when we think about a lot of these dudes that come into college as these high rated players and they
Cam
just
Reddish, like a Cam Reddish.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
I was thinking I was thinking of Malik Newman when he came out of
Mm-hmm.
high school. Like, everybody thought
Mm-hmm.
Malik Newman was going to be the next big time scorer. Bust. So like Quentin Grimes has a lot to prove to me still. Like he
Like
has
a
a whole
James
lot to prove
James
to me.
Booknight. Yeah.
James Booknight is no. Freeze, you got to
James
relax.
Booknight got drafted to the wrong team.
I'll take James Booknight over Quentin Grimes right now.
Oh, what?
Right now.
Hmm.
Right now. James Booknight outplayed him head to head in college. His freshman year.
The only thing
I'll
with
take
James
him over
Booknight is his head on right. Because I don't know what's wrong with something. Like, he look
But
like
he's in Charlotte. Nobody's head is wrong right in Charlotte.
yeah, they all seem to get in trouble except LaMelo.
Yeah.
They all wilding over there. I don't know what Jordan got going on over there. Jordan got them on the table. He got them at the table gambling.
Yeah, tripping.
He taking their money and everything. He bullying them, so they out there running wild.
Wow.
But like when you talk about natural talent and natural gifts, Grimes. See, this is the thing with Grimes. His floor is super high, right? Meaning like it's a real low chance that he doesn't become a very good rotational player for a long time in the NBA. Like I think that's almost, in my opinion, it's a given that he's gonna be that. Because he just does a lot of rotational player type things. Like he defends well, he's a team player. He can knock down some shots. So I think he's gonna be in the league for a long time. So any GM, that's a safe bet with him, right?
Yeah.
Like most likely he's gonna help your team. But when we talk about choosing him over a guy like RJ Barrett is where I think the conversation gets a little bit too far. I think this hype train has left the building a little bit too fast for Quentin Grimes.
Exactly. And you know what's great? I take it a step further. Watch this. Go ahead and trade RJ. Trade him to Utah. Now watch him become a superstar over there. Watch him do it. And it's going to be so funny while you sitting there with Quentin Grimes and we yelling at the TV. Why are you passing the ball to Quentin Grimes? Bum. You know how we are when we watch the game. We yelling, cursing at the TV and all that. And watch. And then when they get Victor, watch the tandem. Watch it be one of the best duos in the league. And we sitting there complaining. Well, we'll have Donovan Mitchell, so we might not really be complaining. But we sitting there saying, "Oh, we need a wing defender. I wish we had somebody 6'7", almost 6'8", whatever, to play that wing position." Well, we had it. But now we have an undersized one, and we could have had a big three, a young big three. Well, one of the big three didn't even get in his prime yet.
I can't believe y'all saying this about Grimes, bro.
And then JJ in the chat says, because I like to call out people on the chat. He says RJ will only put up good numbers on a bad team. Quentin Grimes hasn't even shown the ability to do that yet. So what we talking about? He's not even to the level yet where he puts up good numbers on a bad team. He put up bad numbers on a bad team.
I'm not even gonna go off no numbers. All I'm gonna go on is if we trade RJ Barrett, who's gonna play small forward on our team?
Cam Reddish.
No.
They don't even like Cam Reddish.
I don't like Cam
Are you
Reddish.
serious?
Are you serious? If you trade RJ because you want Grimes, then you have to start Grimes.
As much as I want Cam Reddish to start, you know that is not happening. Huh?
Yeah, and for the record, man, I love RJ and Grimes, right? And I'm not disparaging RJ Barrett. That's why I was quiet every time I said something about RJ, because I want to be neutral on RJ. I want to give RJ some time to show everything. But the Grimes thing, y'all don't think Grimes can be Klay Thompson?
Hell no.
I think
Grimes is nice.
I think Grimes is from the Klay Thompson tree, but it's levels. So it's Klay Thompson at the head, pause.
I think,
and everybody else falls underneath.
I don't think he's a Klay Thompson. I think he's more like a Desmond Bain.
Hey, Klay Thompson was too far. Klay Thompson was too far.
He's more like a Bain. He's more like a Bain.
Desmond Bain?
Yeah.
Y'all think my man can be better than Bain?
He's not getting up to
Quentin
because
Grimes.
Desmond Bain is a shooter, and he still puts the ball on the floor a little bit, and he's an aggressive defender.
Y'all got
That's
so
Quentin
y'all
Grimes.
comparing. So you're basically okay. I'm gonna move out the way because basically it sounds like y'all think Grimes is gonna beat Reggie Bullock.
Nah, Quentin Grimes gives me,
nah. He better than Reggie Miller.
Quentin Grimes
Nah.
gives me Landry Field vibes.
Oh, okay.
That's not a good comparison.
Not
Champ
in terms of play style. I'm talking in terms of caliber of player. He gives me Landry Field vibes.
I thought you was talking about career.
Yo, I could see King Ant G with his own joint, like 30 minutes of the People's Champ. We would call it championship rounds with King Ant G. You know what I'm saying? 30 minutes of just straight fire takes off of all controversial takes.
That's why we gave him the segment.
But for real, let's look at it. Let's look at what Landry Field did with the Knicks. Quentin Grimes, I mean, I'd love it if he did that with the Knicks in his role. Like, I mean, I'm telling y'all, yo, if Landry Fields had a jump shot, y'all would swear he was Quentin Grimes. Y'all would swear it.
First of all, can Quentin Grimes wash his face with all the acne before we even talk about him being a star?
Oh, dang! Now we taking personal shots. Okay.
Nah, we taking personal shots now, because this getting me tight now. It makes no sense. Like it literally makes no sense, Tibbs. And this is why you can't keep a job, because things like that. I'd rather have Grimes than RJ. Are you out your mind, bro? Like, you have to see me, bro. Are you like? I will go to MSG during don't play with me, bro. Like, and it's not even about because I'm an RJ stan. It's about just making sense of the team. Like, that doesn't even make sense for the team.
He over here looking like a bodybuilder. Like, what is that going to do with his jump shot?
Yo, y'all acting like Grimes is Frank Ntilikina or something.
He's not. He's better than Frank.
Barely.
Come on, okay, y'all can. Hey, man, all right, man.
I get out the God, man. Y'all done got this man started.
He about to pull out the big joker.
I'm telling y'all, the only thing that is separating guys, I mean, Quentin Grimes from guys like Frank Ntilikina and Landry Fields is because he sometimes has a jump shot. That's it. If you take, like, look at Quentin Grimes in the games where he's throwing up bricks. Like, if you look at the TV real quick and move your head, you would swear you saw Landry Fields. I'm telling you, it's the same type of player.
You know what's crazy, though? What's crazy is you could tell what type of game Quentin Grimes is going to have from the first shot he takes. It's almost like Randall. When Randall started missing his first couple of shots, you like, oh, we already know the kind of game he got to have. It sounded like Grimes. So if he missed the first couple of shots, stop passing him the ball. Just stop, because he gonna be breaking for the rest of the game.
I mean, how many bricks from the free throw line did he have to throw up in summer league? I've never seen a shooter, and you can't see me. I'm throwing up quotations and fingers. I never saw a shooter throw up so many bricks from the free throw line in summer league where there's no pressure. So I don't know. I like Grimes, but when we start talking about star and all of this, I get nervous, man, because we gonna put our eggs in Quentin Grimes' basket, pause. Like,
you putting your eggs in Quentin Grimes' basket, and first of all, you're taking the eggs out of RJ basket to put it in Quentin Grimes' basket. What kind of logic is that? Salute, Kerry Cox. Like, I'm not
even saying either. Like both baskets don't have holes in it, right? RJ basket got some holes in it, but they got way less holes in it than Quentin Grimes. If you're asking me, like, Quentin Grimes is not the type of player you put you hand your franchise over to.
Exactly.
Like, he's not that guy. Like, he's the type of guy that you like to keep around because he's a good fit culturally. He can be pretty much versatile in the lineups he can play with, the guys he can play with. Like, he can play with just about anybody because of the way he plays, right? But he's not the type of guy that you hand over your number 3 overall pick to another team.
Exactly. When they do that, what you're telling me is they trying to say, oh, you could have RJ's 135 or 185 max. I'll give you his because we're gonna choose him over you. I mean, you over him.
And that's what I was gonna just say. I was really gonna say I think they doing this to get RJ mad to prove a point, because That's the only thing I can think logically because I don't see where they think that Quentin Grimes is going to be a better fit for this team than
Hit,
RJ Barrett. Like it just doesn't
hit,
make any sense anywhere around it. Like
the
he
only thing
shoots
that
better
makes
free throw
sense,
percentage than him. He like come on, bro. Let's be
the
real.
only thing that makes sense kind of scares me, right? So like the only thing that makes sense to me is their point of view is they prefer Quentin Grimes at 14 million a year than RJ Barrett at 27. That's the only thing that makes sense to me that they might be thinking that listen, I'd rather pay Quentin Grimes half of what I have to pay RJ Barrett.
It's still dumb in my opinion.
Because
It's
they're
still
that
dumb though
afraid
because
of
they can
paying
move,
RJ Barrett.
but they can move Randall if that's the case.
Yeah, it's
Move
still
Randall.
dumb.
Right, but what I'm saying is they may not want to pay RJ Barrett. And that's what makes me nervous. Like because if you're talking about picking Quentin Grimes over him, it may not be so much about Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett as it is about they don't believe in RJ Barrett.
Yeah, but I don't even know why we even having this conversation of who's better, RJ or Grimes. It's like that's not a conversation. It's not even
We
a
know who's
question.
better. Yeah, we know who's better.
Like it's not even a conversation. That shouldn't even. And I'm gonna blame RJ for this. Where you at, RJ? You should have been.
I ain't
You should have been in a pro-am game this year just to show out. You ain't been playing in no pro-am, and that's the problem. Why people sleep on you because you give them reasons to sleep on you. Go
Yeah.
play in a pro-am games. You should have went to wherever they was at in the Bronx. You should have played. You should have
If
went over there.
if RJ was in sleep for the first 3-4 months of last season, just wouldn't even be a piece of a conversation. Because for the last 2/3 of the season, he averaged 24 points a game. Like
mhm,
that doesn't get talked about enough. Like
yeah,
he averaged 24 points a game
yeah,
for most of the season.
yeah. For
Like
a lot
it's
of the
just that
months.
he started so terribly. He was averaging
Yeah.
like 13, 14
And he
at
was
one
hurt.
point.
And he played
Yo,
through injuries through the whole
Yeah,
season.
like he think about it. He averaged about 13, like about 14 points per game all the way up until Christmas, and
And he
then
was suffering
so
through
somehow
injuries.
got to 20 points a game.
hold on,
Like
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
crazy.
bro. We got to call out JJ again. JJ, why are you saying that we love embracing mediocrity? First of
Good
all,
morning to
it's it,
JJ, my
yeah,
guy.
shout out to you,
Good
JJ.
morning to Maxo Icy guys in the chat. You feel me?
But how is it? How is so? RJ is mediocrity, but Grimes is not. Like I don't see the correlation here. Like is Grimes not mediocre? Because he ain't a star. He don't even got no star qualities.
He
He
averaged
is
6.
like I don't get it. It's nothing about Grimes that say, "Oh wow, yeah, he get the ball, he next up." No, he's not. He is exactly what he is. He will be a high level role player, which is nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's not. He doesn't have. Oh, he'll make 6 or 7 All Stars in his career. That's never happening.
Yeah, like yeah. And there's a lot of guys in the G League. There's even some guys overseas that if you put on the NBA roster and give them 15 to 20 minutes a game, they could average 6 points. Like they could average 6 points. Um, Quentin Grimes has to show me more. Like if Quentin Grimes comes out this year and he's been Gordon on the Bulls, I'm not mad. I'm a Knicks fan. I just don't know if he's that. But I think that's the best case scenario.
Exactly. And why do we always do this with the Knicks too? What we'll do
Big
is we'll
salute
see.
to Jay Boogie in the chat.
Oh, Jay Boogie, what up, bro? Like, you know what we do? One person plays well or shows potential or whatever for a game, and then we already saying, "Oh, he's gonna take somebody else's spot." How about he plays well and that's better for the whole team and in the whole?
Look at it like this too. If RJ Barrett at any point in his career, right? Because he got drafted third overall, right? If
Mm-hmm.
RJ Barrett at any point in his first how many seasons? It's been 4 seasons?
That's about to be
Three?
Hmm.
four. So we
Yeah,
on four
fourth
right
If
now.
season.
if RJ Barrett at any point in his career put up the stat line that Quentin Grimes put up last year, we'd be calling him a bust. Right or wrong?
Right?
I don't even care if it was rookie RJ Barrett. If he came in and averaged Quentin Grimes' stat line last year, we'd be calling him a bust.
Yeah,
We call him a people call him a bust now.
Yep.
But
Definitely
Quentin
do.
Grimes is gonna be a star now with like it be the double standard. It's a double standard.
But
It's a
they're
double
buying
standard.
25 pick over the third pick in the draft. Like, come on, it just don't make no sense. I'll be honest with you. Don't make that trade. RJ Barrett should be the only player untouchable to this franchise because unless it's for a mega star.
Because it doesn't make sense to trade him. Like RJ
It
Barrett,
just doesn't fit our lineup.
and like I try to
That's
get
my
this point
only case.
across all the time, but RJ Barrett being on this team, right, in the future, it gives us the best chance to have the most talented team. Why? Because we can go over the cap to re-sign him, right? Once you move that piece, everybody you sign, you cannot go over the cap to sign them, right? It limits how much talent you can actually add. Even if RJ Barrett is a Harrison Barnes, right? Which I don't think he will be, but let's just say he is, right? You can still add so much, like a bunch of talent, and still keep him. So it doesn't really make sense in most situations to move him, unless you're getting a super duper star.
Exactly, and that's my whole point with RJ. I feel like he's playing the background
Yeah.
too much. Like you need to embrace the city. Like go out there and play. Go out there to the Rucker just one game, show your face. Just get the city behind you. Like there's a lot of people that's behind him, but let's get the doubters behind you at this point. Go out there, touch the people. Go play. Go play.
Donovan Mitchell has been in New York and been visible more than RJ Barrett. He's still a member of the Utah Jazz.
Exactly. And what he should have did was he should have called, yo, Donovan. This ain't like it might have been what's that called?
Forget
Like yo,
Donovan, Jalen Brunson.
like he ain't like yo, let's go run at the Rucker real quick. Let's get a quick run real quick. I mean, so that way you see what you have. And even that I would have called Donovan Mitchell like, yo, I see you out in New York a lot. Let's get a run real quick. So now you get the thing even buzzing even more. RJ and Donovan playing at the Rucker.
Don't that make you
That'd be
nervous
tough.
a little bit though? That let's think about it, right? And this might be a whole nother show, right? But and because it's just something I thought about now that we talking about it. When has RJ Barrett ever really embraced New York City?
Draft day when he say, "Yo, I'm a Knick." Nah,
Right.
yeah,
I'm talking about like just being in the city, being
I mean,
visible.
I mean, you gotta respect him. The only time you really see RJ Barrett doing something in New York is if he's representing one of his sponsors. Like he's always working on his game. That's how I feel. So you can't be mad at like you feel me that he don't want to really be a figure of New York. He just want to work on his game.
Yeah, but not so much like mad at him for it, but like nervous that he might not be in love with New York as much as New York is in love with him. And will there be
oh,
some
I see
point
what you mean.
where he decides, you know, I want to go somewhere else? Like, and I think it's a legitimate concern, especially in today's NBA, where like guys aren't sticking around. Right? We are seeing players want to leave good teams. So I think it further like strengthens the idea that we got to go for it. Like this could always be looking to go for it and improve because we're not guaranteed to always have RJ Barrett. There was a time where none of us could fathom Kristaps Porzingis not being a New York Knicks. You couldn't fathom it, right? Until it was
Nah, low key,
reality.
I sort of right now. But I really think RJ. I think he at this point. I think that he knows contract is. So I think that he's just working, and then he's gonna show. Even though I'm saying he should have played in these pro-ams and Rucker or whatever, which is summer's not over yet, so there's probably a few games left to play. But I honestly just think he's working and gonna show out. I think that honestly think when he get the bag, he'll show his face more.
Now he might, but it's also like some guys they just not ever gonna love New York because of their personality. I think one of those guys is Aaron Judge with the Yankees. Like
Because
he
the
give me
money.
vibes that listen, I might not be in love with the city. Like, and then there's
Nah,
some guys that come
I
here
think
and like you can tell from jump, like like they like Donovan Mitchell,
So you want
you can tell like he loves the city. He wants to be here. Melo, you can tell.
yeah,
I,
because Melo was going to the store. He was going to the store in the middle of the night with a roll. Even though that was for show. That was just a show. That was for show. That was corny. It was low key corny though. We know what New York is. We ain't gotta do that. But honestly, I feel like there's two things about RJ. One, he just might be laid back. He's just laid back. That just might be his character. Like he just be in the cut. He like one of those guys that be in the cut, that just be chilling, don't be saying much, but you know he a killer. That's one. Two, can RJ? Maybe RJ need to change his number. Maybe because his number 9 is just boring. Maybe you just need to change his number. People to get around him a little more. Because number 9 it's boring, bro. Like they don't stand out. Like maybe he got to make it stand out. And I know he got the 14th highest jersey sale, and that's based on because of New York. We're just gonna buy the jersey or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But number 9, that stand out to y'all? That pops.
But what number would he change to?
I don't know, but that number
Back
9.
to 5. Back to 5.
But I think somebody got 5. But number 9 is nasty. I be looking at it sometimes.
I like number 9. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely do that. I like.
Isn't Quickly number 5?
Yeah.
But he can run.
I like number 9. Yeah, I like number 9 though.
Honestly, like low key, like before, I don't want to stray off too much of low key. Who got the best number on the team is Obi. Number 1 is fire. Number one will always be fire. Number 1 always gonna be fire because T-Mac made it look nice. Penny made it look nice.
Stat
made it D-Roll. Number 1 is always fire. And number 3, but who got number 3 on our squad?
The last player I remember with number 3 was Brandon Jennings, but I'm sure it was somebody after him. I just can't think.
Yeah, I don't. The last player was Marbury, Brandon Jennings, and then I don't know anybody else after that.
But I just don't want us to take, because a lot of Knicks fans, when they talk about RJ, they talk as if like we got 10 years with this dude, like, and they just want to slow cook this thing for the next. Like, be careful. Be careful. You like put a winning team around this kid. If you believe in him, don't be afraid to put talent around him, because if not, you risk the chance of him saying, you know what, man, like being in New York is not easy. Losing in New York, it has no benefits whatsoever. So like it make it like you gotta put a team around him as like very soon. I think show him that he can win here. Whether he's the lead guy or not, I think you got to show him that he can win here. And I think if you do things that, we'll just keep our draft picks and keep drafting, and you go to the 2-3 years and you're not about nothing, and that man asks out like Porzingis did, be careful.
Exactly. And what's crazy is, y'all sure that Quentin Grimes can handle the pressure, and the pressure that comes with the fact that they chose him over RJ.
It'll be
that pressure. That pressure, you already setting them up to fail, because there's gonna be fans that's about to riot that you chose Grimes, because this trade is basically not getting done over Grimes. Like, you're literally telling me this trade is not getting done because of Grimes. Like, any other team would have traded Grimes away. I'm pretty sure 29 other teams would have made this trade, except for if it's not with the picks. Like, if they just want 4 picks, but they fighting over Grimes, I think any other team would have traded Grimes away.
Yeah, letting Grimes sort of a Donovan Mitchell trade is crazy to me. If Danny Ainge loved Grimes, he could have. Like, I'll make a clone of Grimes and give him both of them. He could take both clones of Grimes if he wants. Like, I don't see why that should be a holdup. Like, I just can't believe that it is. I just can't believe that it is, and I don't believe that it is.
The chat didn't like the jersey number 2. Who's just joking, y'all? Just playing around. That was a sidebar, bro.
Almighty Finesse said Grimes is a bucket.
No,
he said not. Grimes is a bucket.
We should
average 6 points.
Almighty Finesse need a show called Trolling. Because Almighty Finesse be trolling. Breaking news and trolling. Because he be having all the breaking news and then he be trolling.
Our idea of a bucket must just be way different. A bucket, like Melo was a bucket. Melo came into the league a bucket. Melo never averaged 6 points a game. Melo and he still wouldn't average 6 points a game.
He said, "How I'm trolling? You trolling because according to you, Donovan Mitchell signed like 3 weeks ago. The deal was done."
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah,
I low-key thought the same thing. I was saying that like 3-4 weeks ago. I was like, yo, trade done. They just trying to work on logistics. The trade was not done.
He said he
Nah,
being
but
dead.
you know,
Yo,
but he know he like. Come on, you know that Derrick Grimes is not a bucket, bro. Come on, he's not a bucket. When did he show you he's a bucket? Being a bucket is getting a bunch of points in short periods of time. Like at any given moment, he would go off for 10 straight points, 15 straight points. That's a bucket. That you know he's gonna go out there and get 25 on a light day, easy. That's a bucket.
now,
Quentin Grimes, I'm not sure if he's gonna get 15 on a light day.
yeah, he a role player. But you need those. Like you need Quentin Grimes types to win championships. You absolutely need those types of players, right? But that's not the guy that you. I just don't see how you do that. Like
Exactly.
you gotta go down pure shit.
JJ, we just signed the bucket to our team, bro. Like you're like, come on, bro.
Then shout out to Stephen Okun. I don't want to butcher. I'm gonna just say Steph. I don't want to butcher your name. But he said you haven't seen Grimes dribble. Boy, look like a fish out of water. Facts.
I'm telling you, when his last year at Houston, he
Big
came
salute to Worldwide L.
salute.
Far Rock's on. Salute.
His last year in Houston. You know, I'm a UConn Husky fan. They came to Gamble Pavilion. It was James Bouknight freshman year. Right, I was at the game. Houston was ranked like number 15. Quentin Grimes did not stand out at all. Like when he got drafted, and they said from Houston, I had to think like, who from Houston will we draft? Like because at that game, like there was one clear NBA player on the basketball court, and his name was James Bouknight. Right? Quentin Grimes came out of nowhere, right? And that was his last year at Houston. He didn't impress me, right? On the basketball court, he did not stand out, and that's the same thing I see from him in the NBA. Whenever he's on the court, he never stands out. You never look on TV and say, "Who's that guy?" Right?
This whole chat is trolling because White Falcon. Oh my God!
Why they almighty finesse just say Grimes is Ray Allen?
But then he agreed with White Falcon. He agreed with White Falcon because White Falcon said it. He said Grimes equals Ray Allen. Stop it.
Did they see Ray Allen on Milwaukee?
No,
they cut
none. Ray Allen was a bucket.
So y'all say y'all don't think he Ray Allen, bro?
No, Freezy. And
no,
you don't think he Ray Allen.
No, don't even disrespect my Husky great legend and Jesus Shuttlesworth. Don't disrespect that man.
I think Ray Allen was one-dimensional. Grimes is a two-way player.
But his one dimension was way better than anything Grimes brings to the table.
Ray Allen jewelry closet probably gonna be better than Quentin Grimes when he get done too.
Bro, yeah.
Actually,
why y'all bashing Grimes?
We're not bashing Grimes, but we're not saying what we saying is how are you gonna choose Grimes over RJ for your franchise? That doesn't make sense.
No, that don't make sense. That don't make sense.
We bashing the idea of that, the logic of that. But
Ray Allen.
That's the and so Grimes.
So what did Grimes shoot from three in his rookie season?
Yo, if Grimes is Ray Allen, why would we have Fournier?
Grimes is not Ray Allen on Miami.
Grimes wouldn't even play on a lot of teams. Like you put RJ's gonna play and probably start on 95% of the league.
We just said that
not Grimes.
That Quentin Grimes is probably the third greatest 3-point shooter in NBA history, and that's who y'all just compare him to when he can't make a free throw.
But don't want to say don't want to compare him to Klay Thompson. That don't even make sense. But you can compare him to Ray Allen. He's not even Allen Houston. He's not even Allen Houston, but he Ray Allen.
Listen, I know this is new school Knicks, but that was such a new school take.
Yeah, like
Grimes is Ray Allen. Is that means that you only saw Ray Allen with LeBron? Like that has to be what that means.
And we got to kill that take because we don't want the older Knicks fans to come at us and say, you see, new school Knicks fans, they don't know nothing about basketball. They don't know nothing. because y'all saying things like that. So we gonna ban that tape.
Grimes gonna prove y'all wrong, bro.
I hope so.
I hope we do, but he's just not gonna be on the same level with
Grimes gonna make y'all eat y'all words, bro.
You don't even believe it.
That's 2 points right there, Freeze. Grimes is not gonna get to the level of RJ. It's just like an Obi and Julius thing. And Grimes is not gonna be to the potential of Ray Allen. Like those are not like
Who is Ray Allen?
Freezy, stop it right
now. Stop it, bro. Stop it.
Yo,
stop.
Come on, bro.
Steph Curry just had to break this man's record. Steph Curry.
Ray Allen was not
a difference maker on his own. Ray Allen needed help.
Ray Allen
Quentin Grimes listen, Ray Allen needed help, right? But see, when we got again, we be moving the expectations, right?
LeBron James needed help.
Ray Allen needed help. Quentin Grimes,
you said
needs a lot more than help. Quentin
Ray
Grimes
Allen helped LeBron. Ray Allen hit that shot for LeBron, did he not?
Didn't LeBron take Boobie Gibson to the NBA Finals?
Yeah,
LeBron James.
But Boobie Gibson was with Keisha Cole at the time, so he had a.
He had a reason. Okay.
Yeah, he had a reason. I mean, he gets some love for that.
Yeah, he was distracted.
Yeah, but he was still a ham sandwich. So still a ham sandwich.
Bro, come on, man. Why you? Okay, so
and Grimes is not a ham sandwich. Grimes is not a ham sandwich.
I'm not saying he is neither. I'm not saying he is neither, but those 2 points I do not agree with. I'm not saying Grimes is trash and he's not. I like the potential he has, but those 2 points are not valid. He's not better than RJ Barrett. He's not RJ Barrett. He's not Ray Allen.
Oh, you know what? Man Child put in the chat, and this is a pretty good take. And actually, the guy he compared him to is a former Houston Cougar himself. He said Grimes is no more than Damian Dawson 2.0. And, you know, if I can give him some confetti, I would do it right now because that is a beautiful take. That is the best comparison I've heard all
Salute,
day.
Canal.
That's the best comparison I heard all day. He's Damian Dawson.
On draft night, I called him Damian Dotson, and it was people in my yard with torches and pitchforks. Legit, I called him Grimes 2.0 on draft night when the Knicks drafted him.
Look,
people were in my yard burning effigies.
I'm gonna dispel all this point. I'm gonna dispel all of this right now. I'm gonna ask my wife. She don't even watch basketball. RJ Barrett or Quentin Grimes?
RJ Barrett.
There you go.
That's because she's smart. Give her credit. That's because she's a queen. She's smart. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't even know. But why we have these conversations? Like,
or your mind controller's working.
Nah. She got the mind control. She the boss.
And to show Grimes a little bit of love, right? My preference is to trade Obi Toppin in this trade because I think we will need a Quentin Grimes type off the bench.
Yeah, like I like the Quentin Grimes reddish duo.
Like I believe we'll
off the
need
bench.
that.
Let's get this clear. We want Quentin Grimes to be here. We're just not choosing that. The argument is just RJ Barrett or Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, man, it sounds like y'all want Grimes to be. Y'all want him here, but y'all want him to be. Y'all want him to be our Brian Scalabrine.
No, he needs to play behind RJ.
Because here's the thing.
Behind Donovan. Behind Donovan. I meant to say behind Donovan.
But if we don't make the trade, I want Quentin Grimes to start over Fournier. I want him to start.
Donovan Mitchell is going to be in New York.
No, I'm just saying if they don't make that trade, I would rather it be Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitch Robinson. That's what the lineup I prefer over Fournier.
And the only reason why I prefer to trade Obi instead of Grimes is because I'm of the realization that Julius Randle's not going anywhere.
Give it to Mama.
It's not going anywhere. So Obi Toppin is almost useless to us if Julius Randle was here. He's not going anywhere. So if we know Julius Randle's going to be here, then just trade Obi Toppin. Get to a real backup for that's a little more defensive minded, can knock down some open threes. You add a Donovan. Right, and now you got a unit off the bench that can really defend. You got the bench that can really defend. And I think that's what we need more so than these highlight reel dunks and the smiles. All
Freezy,
that.
I see what you did there. You put it up there. 'Cause, like, why? Y'all wilding today. Y'all had a
They
long
Wilding.
on one.
Saturday.
They are
Quentin
wilding.
Grimes is this next
Y'all
generation
said Reggie
Reggie
Miller,
Miller.
and then y'all just went down one step on the ladder from Ray Allen to Reggie Miller. You just went one. That's all y'all did. Just go one step down the ladder. Like,
Remember when Knicks fans thought Iman Shumpert was going to be, this great
Oh,
starting
all-star.
point guard?
Mm-hmm. And Melo was vouching. He was like, yo, I see he's going to be an all-star next year. He was. Ever since he tore his ACL. Ever since he
Yeah.
tore the ACL.
His
But he
his
wasn't going to be that anyway.
his one shining moment was that putback against Indiana. I remember his rookie year. We used to call him the D Rose stopper. Because
Nah, I like Shump. Shump was tough, though.
no, I
nah,
Shump was
Shump
like
was
tough,
Shump.
nice.
though.
No.
Was
I
nice. I
like
like
Shump. I
Shump.
still like Shump to this day. Free him. But my thing is, like, is he
Free
free?
for what? Tiana Taylor? Free for what?
No. I know he got into some legal trouble. I don't know if he's free or not yet. But
Yeah. I don't know, but I like Shump. I like Shump.
yeah, I
He on
like
the
Shump.
shy. He on the shy doing this thing. Every time I see him on the shy, I be smiling like, yo, that's a Nick right there. He always.
Yo, but didn't Grimes lock up Chris Paul? Y'all don't remember Grimes locking up Chris Paul and Devin Booker?
Yo,
That one
Paul.
game that Tip let him play, he locked up Devin Booker, and then they moved him off of up. They switched him and McBride, and then McBride was on Booker and Grimes was on Chris Paul, and Chris Paul was turning the ball over.
Man, locking up Prime D Rose is different for you.
I know. Prime D Rose was Prime D Rose was crazy. He had a screw loose.
His change of direction and the speed he would do it with,
and explosiveness.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
His lateral was
matter.
ridiculous.
Talking about D Rose. We talked about this a little bit last night, Freezy. You had called me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yo. We all love D Rose, right? But we're not gonna forget the fact that he was going AWOL on the team. We forget. We have a convenient amnesia.
He went AWOL last year. They just hit it. That man quit last season.
Yo, D Rose was on some other when he first got here in that Melo season when they were saying that we got a super team on our own. D Rose was wilding. He wasn't showing up to games and all. Let anybody on this team do that right now. We getting ready to riot on him.
D Rose was supposed to come back from his injury after the All-Star break.
Right.
That's why we did not trade for a point guard. Because the whole talk was we're getting D Rose back.
Yeah.
He never came back.
I think the reason why he didn't come back is because his the injury that he had surgery, but the wound got infected. I think that's why he didn't come back.
Yeah, that's what they told us. Yeah.
They had a skin infection or something with his wound.
I think D Rose said, listen, we suck. I'm not wasting my knees on this version of this Knicks team. I think that's what happened.
He got about 3 knees left.
Yeah.
That he could go through. Maybe 2.
You're talking like my son got 9 knees.
He a spider. Oh, wait a minute. Why not just go get a real spider?
He don't got no knees.
Just go get Spider-Man from
It seems like he got 9 knees. He heard him 9 times. He ain't got no knees to waste.
I guarantee you, if D Rose get traded to Utah, watch him have this surgery schedule. Oh, I gotta have surgery. I can't play.
Yo, and for that reason, and just real quick, Rivera, I ain't trying to take over the joint. I just want to come in and just say.
No, go do your thing.
But for that reason, Carmelo Anthony will not be a Knick. Right? You remember how Carmelo, Porzingis, and D Rose didn't get along when they were together. Y'all remember that? You remember D Rose went past the Porzingis?
Mm-hmm.
That was a real thing.
Remember, Knicks fans hated D Rose.
And then we talking about putting Carmelo and D Rose back together. You know what I'm saying? Because Carmelo dominated the back, and then you're gonna have Carmelo and Derrick Rose on the second unit together. Yeah, and for that,
I think, it's different stage. But it's different stages in their career at this point. Remember, D Rose at that point, they both still thought they was like superstars at that point when they first got here. So I think now they realize they just role players. They're gonna do what's best for the team. Because I honestly think that D Rose, Quentin Grimes, Melo, Obi, if he's not in that trade, and Hartenstein, that's tough. That's tough.
And I think everybody still has this vision of Carmelo in their head, but they're thinking of superstar Melo. The Melo I watched well, whether you believe he was ever a superstar is up to you. But let's just say star Melo. The Melo I watched in L.A. with the
and,
Lakers
and Portland.
was not a. He didn't hold the ball like that.
Nah.
I didn't.
Melo get buckets. Melo get
He was
buckets.
more of a catch and shoot type player, and like the Melo we'd be getting
Catch and
wouldn't be the
shoot.
Melo that isos at the high post for 15 seconds out of a 24-second shot clock. I don't think that'd be the Melo we
Yeah,
get.
nah. He definitely not that
He
guy
only
no more.
did that because he was playing with LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Dame Lillard. Here he coming and playing with Quentin Grimes.
Nah, but I only bring Melo here if Donovan Mitchell was here. That's it.
Yeah.
Without that, I don't see the point of bringing him here.
Yeah, go ahead,
with
go ring chase. Just spend your last year here, but go ring chase somewhere because I think that he has 2 or 3 years left. So I don't think that I think he comes here if we have a legit reason to win. But without it, go somewhere else.
The only person that wouldn't be good for is Julius Randle. Why? Because if you have Melo backing up Julius Randle, Knicks fans already hate Julius. I give it to Game 3 with Knicks fans are chanting, "We want Melo." They just, I mean, like if he's on the team, the same way they did that to Dennis Smith Jr. with Frank Ntilikina, they did the same thing to Julius Randle. Because
You know what's
Melo,
crazy? Go ahead, bro.
no, because
Big
I
shout
know,
out to Big Bun. Shout
like,
out to Mike Boy.
Knicks Twitter and Knicks YouTube may be hating on Melo, but the vast majority of fans love Carmelo Anthony,
Yeah,
and
facts.
and you bring him to the Knicks to back up Julius Randle, whom they hate. That may be a situation. I don't know if Melo and Julius Randle's personalities will vibe.
Nah, they do. They worked out together. Remember the season that he got most improved play? I think that off season he worked out with Melo.
Right. I mean, I guess it could work in the opposite too, where Julius kind of like tones it down a little bit because he got vets on the team that he respects. He might tone that slapping iPads out of trainers' hands and pushing teammates. I think he might tone that down, like because what he did to Obi last year, he would have never did to Melo.
But champ, in fairness to Randall in the Obi situation, y'all say how he did Obi, right? But y'all don't say how Obi was doing the rest of the team, wilding out because he coming out the game, bro. I've seen Obi 3 times do that in 3 different cities. I seen when Tibbs take Obi out the game, Randall have to go to Obi and stop him from cursing at Tibbs in 3 different cities.
Randall
right?
going to Obi.
Right, like calm down, big fella. Yes,
You
being
seen
a
that?
teammate. Yes, with my own eyes. Yep.
Randall
my
could
own
say
eyes.
calm down when he getting 38 minutes a game.
But now what I'm getting at, matter of fact, next time Staffordon be on, I'm gonna bring Staff. I'm gonna ask Staffordon if he saw, because we was in Charlotte. I was sitting right next to Muggsy Bogues, bro. Oh no, Staffordon was sitting next to Muggsy Bogues, and then I was right on the other side of Staffordon. Right, and we saw it when Tibbs took Obi out the game on that Friday night in Charlotte. Obi was cussing Tibbs out, cussing out the coaching staff, and slamming basketballs because he came out the game. And Randall went to him and was trying to console him. But we only talk about every time we see Randall slap a laptop, bro. Which means either is hypocritical by us, or the media only shows Randall.
Now I think, and again, I'm not one of the dudes that blame Randall for anything. Like that's not my campaign.
Yeah, me neither.
But what I will say to that is, there was clearly a culture that was set on last year's team. It was a culture. Now, who's responsible for that culture? I don't know. I don't want to say it's Julius Randle because I'm not in the locker room. I don't know who's responsible for that culture, but it was clearly a culture where players were like in public or on national stage, disagreeing with each other, yelling at coaches, like yelling at like trainers. Like that was a culture that was set. And so I don't think it's one player's fault. But what I do say is I hold the guy that's been in the league for 8-9 seasons to a higher standard. I hold the guy that's getting pretty much any shot he wants whenever he wants it to a higher standard. I hold the guy who the team is protecting and not even, let him speak to media and stuff that they're catering to him. I hold him to a little bit higher standard than the second year guy. So I think the fact that we are comparing Julius Randle's reaction to Obi Toppin's reaction is a knock against Julius Randle still, because we shouldn't be comparing the way a second year player is responding to the way a 8-9 year vet is responding.
Exactly. Shout out to Jay Boogie. He asks, how do y'all feel about Dolan moving the scores table where the players check in and turning those into $3,000 seats? Wow,
I think
do it
he
though.
care about his bank account. That's what he care about when he did that.
Yeah, I think other NBA teams do it though.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks do it already too.
Yeah,
I think
so
I
Philadelphia
like how it
does
looked
too.
though. It looks
yeah, it
smooth.
looked nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I can't afford them anyway, so what I care?
Fact. If we all come together, we can get one seat and rotate
Yeah,
each
you know what I mean?
and
I'll
rotate.
take my arm off so I can go see with my arm.
Rotate. We'll rotate
And a
each
leg.
quarter. So everybody got each quarter. So
And we just wait out in the lobby till it's our turn.
yeah. So
Nick fans get
one
mad
part
about this
each
stuff.
I feel bad. I
understand it.
feel bad for whoever get the third quarter because we trash in the third quarter. So I feel bad. I don't know. Third quarter, you come out there. You think like I'm gonna go sit in my seat, my $3,000 seat, and you sitting there seeing a 21-0 run from the other squad.
I ain't gonna lie, I was looking up tickets yesterday to go to a game.
Now we all gotta go.
Yeah, can I ask y'all one question before I get out the way?
What's up, bro?
I just wanted to. So if Derrick Rose be wilding out, why do we still love him and want to keep him here? Why if Derrick Rose is doing all this stuff, right? If Derrick Rose is doing all this stuff, we love him and want to keep him. But Randall sneezed in a non-sneezing zone, and we want to trade him to Pawtucket. And they don't even have an NBA team.
Because it's
I like
the allure. It's the allure D Rose. D Rose is not like a wild out guy. He just do subtle stuff like disappearing and stuff. But he's not a wild out guy.
D Rose level of success is way higher than Julius. That MIP is not messing with that MVP. You feel what I mean? He got the youngest MVP, so he can be a mentor to the younger guards on our team. So
I think it's more so fans love the story of D Rose. Fans love the person D Rose, which is why D Rose has like a cult following, right? Because fans love him, the person, right? What he quote unquote represents, and I think that's where the D Rose love comes from, and I think New Yorkers love D Rose for that very reason, because he just comes across as a real guy. You know, I don't even want to say the N word, but like a real guy. You know what I mean? Like, and I think New Yorkers fall in love with that when it comes to D Rose. I think they just like him. I think they don't like Julius Randle, the personality. And I think that's where the conflict is.
I give you a perfect example. D Rose is J. Cole. Like, we all love J. Cole because he's, like he said, he's real. Like, he don't try to be no one else but himself. That's why people love both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Randall is more like he believes his own, which he should believe it in his own self. But I feel like he did what he did, put up the numbers. I think that he just thinks that he's better than what he really is. He didn't have it come to the reality that he's not on the same level of the LeBrons and those type of star players. I think he thinks that he's on that level when you're not. You're maybe a C level player in the league, maybe a B level player in that bracket. You're not. And he may not even be a B level player because is he in the Chris Middleton bracket? I don't think so.
And everybody loves D Rose, even the players. Like, I forget who said it, but it's like D Rose is probably one of the most likable guys in the league, like from a player standpoint. And the truth of the matter is that you give guys you like more leeway. That's just the truth. Like, if you like somebody, you let them get away with more. That's just in life, you know. So I could say for myself, I like D Rose. So like, if he did do something, like, I might have a little more like patience or leeway with him than let's say a dude I don't care for.
Exactly. And if it's like having kids, right? And your kids is in school, and you know one is a clown and one's really not a clown. But if the teacher say, "Oh, the one that wasn't a clown was clowning," you ain't gonna believe it. You're gonna be like, "Nah, it had to be the other one. You got to be mistaken because that's what he do." But see, D Rose, if he start wilding out, yelling and screaming, there got to be a reason because he don't do that.
Yeah, somebody did something to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randall, because I tell you right now, I was a clown in school. Every time my mother go up to school, she'd be like, "Yeah, he did it." And sometimes we all be like, I used to be like, "Nah, it wasn't me. She lying." And my mother would be looking like, "No, she ain't lying. You said what you said. You did what you did." So it's just that kind of situation where Randall doesn't get the leeway because he burnt his bridges getting the leeway of wilding out and doing all of that extra stuff. And I feel like Brunson gonna come in and get that same love from the Knicks fans.
He sure enough is. At least the first year.
Yeah, because he's not gonna be wilding.
Let us suck though.
Oh nah, yeah. Let him. If he'll average 21 and like 7, fans gonna burn the building down. They're gonna be at his house because he got $100 million, which $100 million is really not that much money now. So I mean, it's not that much money in the league. I'll take $100 million right now.
Absolutely.
But it's not that much money in the league, like the salary cap reasons why. But I mean, yo, Freezy, you want to partake in the controversial takes of the week?
I think Freezy got a controversial take.
I'm a little intimidated by it, to be honest.
Nah, I would love to get one from you.
I don't have one.
Can I take your take, Freeze?
Take my take?
Yeah. Because I agree with
Greeny, we can't hear you.
So I don't have a take, but I did have a thought about something, but I never thought about it long enough to support it with data. To support it with anything.
That's why it's a controversial take.
It's just a controversial take, bro.
If y'all got one, y'all do y'all thing, man. I'm gonna just be here in the background because I'm a little nervous about this.
All right, jump in if you feel like if we encourage you with it.
Man. Not the bubble wrap. Freeze. You gotta get out of the bubble wrap.
Yeah, exactly. Let me set it up right for you, Jay. So we got this thing. We introduced it last week. We got this controversial take of the week. Any take you want, controversial. See how we're just gonna get y'all riled up. So I'm gonna give it to King Ant. Go ahead, bro.
Oh man. So first of all, before I say this take, y'all could blame Freezy because I never thought about this until he brung it up to me. So blame Freezy. All right, everybody in the chat, blame Uncle Freezy. He did this. All right. But he brought some stuff.
So if you blaming me, then it's not your take.
Oh, it's my take.
I thought you had your own take.
It's my take, but it's my villain origin story.
In the game, we call that biting.
It's my villain. It's my villain origin story.
Okay.
All right. They have to understand where this take came from.
All right, and before you do your take, I think K talked to me. He said he don't want no tomatoes in here. We want red flags. We setting a new trend over here. NSK. We want them red flags in the chat. If you're not digging the take, and that's what we want. Straight, no tomatoes, red flags in there, baby.
Red flag, and put your takes in there too. Y'all part of the show. Put your takes in there. Put your controversial takes. Whatever it might be, y'all put it in there. And
throw it back to my man Chin.
And I'm reading some of them too, and I'm red flagging them.
All right, bet. Yo, I'm terrified to make this take, but you know what? I'm with all the smoke. Because some guys on this channel say they with all the smoke, but they being bubble wrap. But I'm with all the smoke. All right. Is Quentin Grimes anything more than Franklin Ntilikina?
He said Franklin.
Yeah. And if you Franklin. You call him Franklin.
Let me hear that. Is Quentin Grimes anything more than Franklin Ntilikina? And if you tell me no, I need to see why. You have to show me why. You have to show me why, because what I've seen, it's a really compelling conversation.
Bruh.
It's a argument to have.
Bruh.
And it brings to the forefront, some biases that we have when it goes back to this conversation we was just talking about. When you like somebody, you tend to shoot them a little more slack. But if you look at the numbers, Quentin Grimes and Frank Ntilikina are much closer to each other than Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett are.
Like,
And I rest
it's,
my case.
I'm not even gonna get into this conversation because I done seen the numbers, so I'm just sit back.
Listen, man. I seen the numbers too. I seen the numbers, but I can't agree with that. I think he's not Frank Ntilikina. I think you dragging it right now.
No. Not. But here's the take: Quentin Grimes is closer to Frank Ntilikina than he is to RJ Barrett. Closer.
That
when
is true.
we're looking at the spectrum of players, Quentin Grimes, his spot on that line is way closer to Frank Ntilikina than this guy.
Bro, you need a 9. We cannot give you an AK because you spray everybody, bro. You just don't care. You just don't care.
He hit
bro.
the whole block.
Trigger.
Yeah.
He hit the whole block.
Yeah, yo, bro. I'm just trying to park my car, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, I was just trying to get some cereal from the store,
yeah,
bro.
The Grimites, and that's the new name for the Grime Harp. They're Grimites. They do not like my take. They don't like it. I see some red flags from Andre Bryant. I see some stop signs. Just go look at the numbers, man. That's all I'm saying. So go look at the numbers and form your own conclusion. Quentin Grimes.
DSJ was good, bro. You just getting in? I ain't see you in the chat earlier.
Yeah, man. I don't understand this, man.
Hey, smash that like and subscribe, y'all. I see 86 people in the chat. We got 33 likes, man. Smash that like and subscribe, please.
Facts. We woke up early for y'all too on the Lord's Day.
Yeah,
that is a hot take.
Yo, that is a that take is
I'm afraid to hear anybody else's now. Greenie.
My take. Okay, my take of the week is that Coach Tibbs will be fired by January.
Oh heck no! Oh wait.
With Donovan
Let
Mitchell?
him finish.
No. That's if we don't have Donovan Mitchell. If we got Donovan, I think he's still here. But if we do not have Donovan Mitchell, Coach Tibbs is fired by January, mid to late January. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that may well happen.
He said, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that may well happen, especially if he's starting off bad and it's the same old offense, same boring offense, same old minutes allocations, same
Big
everything.
Shout out to my boy Lloyd in the chat.
Yeah, shout out Lloyd, bro. Yeah, man.
CWC in the chat. Oh God, I know. I want to hear his take. Put your take in the chat, CWC.
Yeah,
the chat is on fire.
I got one, man. I got one that was stewing, man. And I know it's gonna seem like some random-ish, but we need to fire Johnny Bryant.
No way.
What?
He's gonna be the replacement for Tibbs.
He's not the replacement killer. He's not the replacement killer, bro. Think about this. And I'm gonna just bring this up, and y'all, once I draw the comparisons, y'all be like, oh yeah, I ain't never thought of that. Yo, when Mike Woodson left, you could see Julius Randle's production tail off, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, Mike Woodson left. All of a sudden, Randle can't identify double teams, and Randle holding the ball too long, and we go to Atlanta and we get beat, and Randle is the cause of everything. But when Mike Woodson was here, Mike Woodson kind of helped Randle identify stuff, because Tibbs, a defensive-minded coach, basically was like, yo, this is what we're going to do for defense, man. Just get the ball back, and I'll let them handle. Mike Woodson was handling Randle, right? When Kenny Payne left, you saw our bigs all of a sudden not be able to shoot free throws. Our bigs can't finish great around the rim like they used to, and blah, 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 right? But you know who was here the whole time?
Johnny Bryant.
Johnny Bryant was here. And we having this conversation about RJ Barrett being inefficient. About, man, y'all comparing Quentin Grimes to Frank Ntilikina, right? Johnny Bryant was the dude that helped Dame become Dame, right? He was the dude that helped Donovan Mitchell become Donovan Mitchell, right? But now he here with RJ Barrett, with Quentin Grimes, with Emmanuel Quickly, and our guards ain't doing diddly poo. What are you here for?
I mean, but you can't. What happens if they're not buying into what he's teaching them?
Bro, I'm saying we go to the game, bro. We see Johnny Bryant in their ear the whole time.
What if
Johnny,
they're not buying in?
Yeah, but
that proves his point. That proves his point to be fired.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if Johnny,
No,
if they're not buying into Johnny Bryant, then are you going to trade those 3 kids? Or are you going to get rid of Johnny Bryant?
Not so.
And Champ, I got one more thing. Just one more thing. I promise, and I'll be out the way. Like, for my money, I wanted 2 people. I wanted Terry Stotts, the author of Dame Time in Portland. Remember Terry Stotts got fired by Portland?
Mm-hmm.
They head coach. I wanted either him or Jamal Mosley, or the head coach of Orlando. Right? All the young assistants around the league, right, are getting these head coaching jobs, right? And we forget that Johnny Bryant interviewed for 2 jobs. He interviewed for his alma mater, Utah, and didn't get the job. Mike Woodson interviewed for his alma mater and got it. Kenny Payne interviewed for his alma mater and he got it. Johnny Bryant interviewed for his alma mater and guess what? He didn't get it. And also, when the Utah Jazz job came available, he was in the running for that, right? But he didn't get turned down for it because he was never a finalist. Utah looked at him and didn't even have him be in the last group of final interviews, right? So if he's not good enough to coach the Utah Utes in college basketball, and he's not good enough to be a finalist for the Utah Jazz job, and Grimes, Barrett, and McBride, and Grimes are not basically have regressed, so to speak. What is Johnny Bryant doing here? What's he doing here?
Yeah, but is that because of they know that he's probably in line for that Knicks job? So
that's what I was going ready to say.
So it makes no sense to take him serious?
Why would he interview for the Utah job only to quit it and take the Knicks job 6 months later?
Because it's like a respect thing. Y'all gave me a shot earlier in my career, so I'll give y'all the interview. But I know that I had the Knicks job lined up. It's almost like they hand feeding it to him.
Bro, I need for you to be. I think you need to. Yo, I wish you could be my personal representative, bro, because you laying down on the chopping block for Johnny Bryant and Johnny.
I'm not. I'm just saying it just makes sense that that's what they're doing.
Why would he interview for the job if he never had the intentions of taking it?
I want to take I want to attack this from a different angle, right?
Champ, but I asked you a question. I asked you a question specifically. I asked you, why are we holding him in high esteem if our guards regressed? Nobody answered that. And
I'm gonna answer it, right?
And I gave you.
I'll answer the question.
And assistant coaches have impacts on players. Because when Mike Woodson was here, Julius Randle was balling. When Mike Woodson left, Julius Randle fell off. When Kenny Payne was here, Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel were actually playing like it was something. After he left, nada. Johnny Bryant, responsible for the guards. No.
All right. Well, but technically, our guards did get better. If you want to be technically, Quickly did get better from what he did. He like you talking about Quickly. Those are our guards that's developing. D Rose and Kemba are not gonna come on, bro. Like they're not.
And we're confusing correlation with causation, right? Just because it correlates to Woodson being here doesn't mean he was the cause of Julius Randle playing the way he did, and vice versa. And so I want to, Freezy, you know, you the analogy king. I'm like second in command. I love analogies, right? And if you have and you at a cooking competition and y'all all got to make some chicken and y'all all buy the same pack of chicken, right? Or y'all cooking from the same pack of chicken. And 2 of the chefs, their chicken was fire. But that last chef, his chicken was nasty. And that chef says, "Oh, it was the chicken." No, it's not the chicken. It's the chef, right?
Right.
Johnny Bryant is the chicken. The Knicks are the chef. You understand? If Johnny Bryant succeeded everywhere else he's been, and he gets to the Knicks, and all of a sudden he forgets how to do what he's been successful at his entire career, Johnny Bryant's not the problem.
Exactly.
Something else is the problem. Maybe
And
it's
it's-
Okay.
Thibodeau, maybe it's the organization, but you can't tell me it's the guy that has been esteemed throughout the league. How many coaches come to the Knicks with prestige, with history, with accomplishments, and they get to the Knicks, and all of a sudden they look terrible.
You, sir, use plausible deniability. So you, sir, use what y'all remember that from that lawyer movie, Al Pacino and Matthew McConaughey, with Devil's Advocate. I think that's the name of the joint. Yeah, you saying so since we don't have proof and it looks like something, then we can do that. Then we can use that. But bro, what about this? How about we just do this? How about we hold everybody accountable?
Ooh.
Right? Because when Kurt Rambis was the assistant coach here, we held Kurt Rambis accountable.
Yeah, we did.
When Keith Smart and them was here, we held them accountable. But with Johnny Bryant, our darling, he is like the Obi Toppin of the coaching staff.
Yeah, but did any of those coaches have a guy like Thibodeau who only wants things his way and really don't want to listen to nobody else?
And what guard regressed? I think that's and I think that's what Greeny was kind of getting at. RJ Barrett, I think, got better. His percentages dropped a little bit, but
wait. Did you say his percentages got worse and then ask how did he regress?
But I don't think your percentages are the only way you can show improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
No. In this case, though, we have to show the
RJ
jury
was playing through injury.
Yeah. So okay. So it's okay. All right.
No, I just don't know if we have enough evidence that he's the problem. Like, you would have to show me where it's Johnny Bryant. He's the reason why these guys aren't who they are.
Exactly.
Right? And then in order to prove that, you have to explain how he can go to Utah, develop all of these guys, and they come to the Knicks, and then all of a sudden just forget how to develop.
Exactly.
I don't think that doesn't seem realistic to me. I think there's more of if anything, an organizational issue, a structure issue, a coaching staff issue than it is a Johnny Bryant issue. Because he's shown that in other situations, he's very good at his job.
And even Quentin Grimes, where we drafted Quentin Grimes and what we got out of Quentin Grimes, if Johnny Bryant was developing Quentin Grimes, like, look how we look at Quentin Grimes right now. They're talking about trading Quentin Grimes instead of freaking RJ. You know what I mean? Trading RJ. I'm not trying to have Quentin. I'm not. I mean, hey, it is what it is. The numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? I think projection, he's going to be better than Frank, but the numbers don't lie right now. He's looking like Frank Ntilikina out there. You know what I'm saying?
So, Johnny Bryant must go, bro. We need to get an offensive coordinator. We need a dude that flat out knows offense.
We do.
Johnny Bryant, because the fact that our guards sucked. Most of our guards shot 40% or under, and we are here talking about Johnny Bryant. We pleading for help. No, that can't be Johnny Bryant.
But how you know? But how you know that he not trying to go to Tibbs and be like, yo, I think it should be running this way. I think he'll have a better look this way. And Tibbs like, nah, I know what I'm doing.
Then Johnny Bryant don't need to be here.
Man, if you have a bag of
Tibbs don't need to be here.
So get rid of Tibbs and promote Johnny Bryant.
Yo, if you have a bag of rotten fruit, it don't matter how fresh the fruit is that you put in the bag. It's all gonna be rotten. The fruit is not the problem. Johnny Bryant is not the problem. Mike D'Antoni was not the problem. Lenny Wilkins was not the problem. Larry Brown was not the problem. Tom Thibodeau was not the problem. Mike Woodson was not the problem.
He's right. It's the roster.
He said it's the organization.
All of these amazing coaches that have succeeded before and after the Knicks, and we blame them. They're not the problem. Because they leave the Knicks, get another job, and guess what they do at their next job? Succeed.
Yeah, that's true, because then they wind up having also they also wind up having a star player somehow.
Well,
they get the players that they need.
Isaiah Thomas.
David Fizdale was the hottest commodity coach in the NBA before he came to the Knicks. By the time the Knicks was done with him, he was a punchline. Mike D'Antoni was blessed to get another job after the Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks ended Larry Brown's career.
Low key, I wish that the Knicks would have hired Jason Kidd. I'm gonna lie.
He would be right where David Fizdale is if they hired Jason Kidd.
Nah, because the way he look how he developed.
No to firing Johnny Bryant.
No,
I don't think he did.
Nah, don't fire him.
Johnny Bryant, what has he done? All he doing is getting money.
Don't fire him.
I mean,
don't fire him, man. First time our players actually look good and developing good, and where teams actually want our play. Nah, don't fire that, man.
I don't know if he's the next head coach. I'm not there yet, but I don't think he's the issue.
Nah, I think.
Then what happens? Then what happens if he's really training these dudes every day and they really they mess with Johnny and they're actually progressing, and now he becomes the head coach where now all of them are bought in because they all been trading around this guy.
Exactly, and he's young and he speaks the language. He speaks the modern NBA. He knows it.
You can't turn a hamburger into a steak, man. And that just is. I don't care how gifted you are. You would never make a hamburger a steak. So you got to give Johnny Bryant the right. You got to give him the talent to develop.
Man, Champ is so corporate.
And then if you send his man over, if you send Mitchell over here,
Champ's so corporate.
So I didn't get my take yet, but I got a good one. People may not like it. Say I'm ODing, but Donovan Mitchell get here. We winning 57 games, number 2 seed in the East.
57.
That's
57
high.
games.
Second
seed in the East. I'm calling it.
Wow.
57 of them things. It all just going to hit.
Does it look like? I don't know how a college.
Without Donovan, 46, 47. I see that. But with Donovan, 57. Because if we could win 45 to 46 games without Donovan, you mean to tell me we can't win 10 more with Donovan?
Yo, my boy got us at almost 60 wins.
60.
I'm going crazy.
That mean if we get hot, if we mess around and get hot,
we challenging the Warriors right there.
Yeah,
we get hot.
We get hot. It's over.
If somebody step up their game, like if Obi turned into something.
Because it makes sense. Like if we could sit and say we can win 45 to 46 games with Brunson, right? How can we not win 57 without having the superstar? Well, a high level all-star to the team.
So we think Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are worth 20 wins?
Yeah. You don't trade for Donovan Mitchell if you don't.
I can see that. And then plus one of the two youngsters, RJ or Grimes, you know what I'm saying, gets that progression boost.
Yeah.
Whichever one of them is here. You know what I'm saying? And I think quickly is going to average about 18 a game this year.
The Knicks is going to win 57 games, and all those people that sat and said, "Oh, the Knicks is trash, blah blah blah, never be nothing, poverty franchise." It's gonna be Knicks tape. We're gonna have Knicks tape 2.0. Watch.
With Don, I think we win anywhere in between 50 and 53, and I only say that. I think 53 on the high end, and I only say that because I think it's going to be an adjustment period. I think they'll hit their stride some point, like midway through the season, they'll hit their stride. I just don't know if they'll start off well enough to win 57. Like I can see the Knicks after like 30 games being something like 16 and 14, 17 and 13. You know, like really good, but you know, haven't quite hit their stride yet. Yeah, but I don't even know if I can say that though, because our schedule gets really hard second half of the season, so we kind of have to get off to a good start.
Yeah, but with adding
Coach will be fired.
Yeah, but with adding the Donovan Mitchell, now you got that player that takes you over the hump with those third quarters where nobody could get a bucket. We got the bucket. We got the player, and makes it easier for somebody else like RJ to get off. Make it easier for Randall to get off.
It's just a lot of roles to figure out, though. Like, it's a lot of roles.
I think it'll be different from like Fournier. Remember Fournier? They was trying to get him involved and all of that. Yeah. I think this time you added Donovan Mitchell. You already know who's number one off rip. You ain't even got it's no question who's
No, yeah,
number one off rip.
like we know he's number one, right? But now Julius has to adjust his game, not even more so in skill set, but mentality wise, right? He has to learn where to get his shots, when to attack, when to. RJ has to. We know RJ is notoriously a slow starter.
Yeah.
In seasons, right? And in a season where his role is going to be significantly adjusted, because you have Julius, Brunson, and Donovan, RJ is not going to be as high usage as he was at the end of last season,
But
right?
is that a
So
good
he's
thing
going
or
to have
bad
to
thing?
adjust. He's going to have to adjust. I think Jalen Brunson is probably going to adjust the easiest because he's played next to a ball dominant player before. He's a smart guy. He knows how to. I think Jalen. I'd have no worries about Jalen Brunson, but RJ and Julia, I think it's gonna be an adjustment stage for them, to where they have to learn where they fit in the offense, and that's gonna cause a couple clunkers in the beginning of the season. I think we'll still be good, but I think we're gonna have a couple of 3-game stretches where we struggle a little bit, maybe a couple 3-game losing streaks. I could see that happening as we try to figure this thing out.
And shout out to RJ Barrett for saying that it isn't 2K. But why you can't have why do we always have to downplay the team as far as like win totals and stuff? Why we always got to do that? You add a player like Donovan Mitchell because you could win. Why we got to say, oh, we add Donovan Mitchell, we're gonna win 38 games? Not saying you said that. I'm just saying that it's just a number. Like, you don't add Donovan. If you're gonna win 38 games, then you might as well just keep the team that you got, and you shouldn't even have signed Jalen Brunson because we pretty much won 38 games last year. You don't add Donovan Mitchell for just to
and we should
win
have won more.
5 more games. Exactly. You don't do that to win 5 more games that you won the previous season. There's no way you do that. That's stupid.
And then people loved it. People love to say, "Oh, but the rest, everybody else got better." If we get Donovan Mitchell, nobody got more better than we did. Nobody.
Exactly. Donovan Mitchell alone. If Donovan Mitchell stays on Utah, I believe that he could get that team with the pieces that they have. They don't move nothing. I feel like that team could win 40 games with Donovan Mitchell. And that team would be country trash. And that's why they want to get rid of him, because they know that they're trying to tank. And
they got to get rid of a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as they stand right now, they're not terrible. like if they really want to be bad, because think about it, they still have a starting lineup of Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich. Kessler is not a scrub.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna still win some basketball games. So they got a lot of work to do.
Exactly. And they said, RJ Barrett said Spider is a piece, not the final piece. We're not saying he's the final piece, but he's a piece that if you do win 57 games, now somebody looking like, oh, New York popping over there, 57 games. Let me go over there. Now we at 60 games. Let me go or a chip.
But this team's I don't even think Boston won 57 games last year, did they?
I don't know.
I don't think. Did anybody in the East win 57 last year?
I don't know. I don't even think there was there a 57 win team in the league last year?
Might not have been, and that's because I think the league is real. There's a lot of parity in the league right now.
Yeah,
but there's a lot more good teams than there are bad teams. Let's say 10 years ago. Let's say that's 2013. No, we got to go back a little further. But let's say we in the mid 2000s. This Knicks team it'd be a good basket. We would the mid 2000s had some bad teams.
The Celtics had 51 wins last year.
Yeah. So I think the NBA right now, there's a lot of parity. There's only a couple of elite championship level teams, but everybody else is almost jumbled together. And then you have the OKCs and Orlando. Orlando might take a step this year and get into that next echelon. But you have some teams that are just terrible, 3 or 4 teams that are really bad.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 or 4 teams that are championship contenders, and then the other 20 teams are jumbled together. They're all right there, and I think that's why it's kind of hard to win that much games right now. That could change. But I think the East is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, like I said before, I don't think that you make that trade just to make that trade, just to end up with as a seventh seed. That's stupid. And you still got to go through the play-in to play. Like, there's no way you add Donovan Mitchell to this roster and we're a play-in team.
Nah.
Like, there's no way.
If we are, then it's a failure of a move in year one. If we are playing team, but then again, like I'm telling you, if Kevin Durant stays and buys in Brooklyn, you got Milwaukee, you got Brooklyn, you got Boston, you got Atlanta, you got Miami, you got who am I missing? Chicago, you got
But what's crazy?
the
But
Knicks.
yeah,
It's
it's the
Toronto, Cleveland. Like
East
it's
is
crazy.
popping. But if you look at it, right, adding Donovan Mitchell to this roster, we have like a lot of those Nets games. We was in the game. We was
Yeah.
in the game. We just didn't have a guy to get that. You know what I mean? That bucket when we needed it. We beat Boston. Yeah, RJ. You could say it was a lucky shot. So what? It went in. A lot of shots, game-winning shots, be lucky. But we beat those teams. Not like we lose to them teams every single time.
Right.
Now we're talking about we just don't have a player to take us over the hump when we couldn't score. Donovan Mitchell is that guy. So you're beating the Miami, not every single time, obviously not, because you're not gonna go 82-0. But you beating maybe 2 out of 4 times, 3 out of 4 times. We're beating the Atlantas. We're beating the Boston a couple times. We're beating the Milwaukee. We beat Milwaukee with Giannis and Middleton. We spanked them by 20 the year before that. So it's not it's not like we can't do it. It's not like we can't do it. It's just that we needed help to do it. And now that we'll have that help, there's no way that you can't win. And maybe 57 is because it's just a controversial take. But I think 53 to 54 wins. I don't see why we can't.
That's what I was just gonna say.
That's
Like
that
my take.
PTSD.
Yeah, my take would be like maybe like 52, 53. I'm like right there because of this, like the way our schedule looked at the end, it gets a little tough. Like like right around All-Star break, it gets a little tough for us. So like if the Knicks can come out after All-Star break and really play some good basketball, we definitely could do that. You know what I mean? And then if we have Donovan too, like it's just gonna all fall into play. Like, but if we don't have Donovan, we're barely getting 50.
We don't have Donovan. I think we're
But we
45
get
wins.
Donovan, yeah. If we get Donovan, I'm saying like
This
52.
this why I don't like the play in
53.
though, because it skews our perception, right? Before, being a 7-8 seed in a loaded conference was an accomplishment, right? It wasn't looked down upon. Like a few years ago in the West, those 7-8 seeds were respected as really good basketball teams, right?
Exactly.
It wasn't frowned upon. But now that you have the play in, if you finish 7-8, it's you were a playing team.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and what's crazy to your point too is in the West a few years back, a team that's in ninth place that missed the players might have had 49 wins, and that equal to the 6th seed in the East. Right. And that's why they was getting mad, because they're like, well, I'm missing the playoffs, but a team with 37 wins is making the playoffs in the East.
And that's why like if we finish 7 or 8, but we have 48, 49 wins, that is not a bad thing. Like, we just been programmed in our minds to say, oh, that's a playing team. Yeah, but is it really?
Not with a team that we have. Like, if we got 48 wins our first season and we put that team together, I see that as a good thing.
I think it's a success.
They're gonna come back. Come back next season. They're gonna get 55 easily. They should have the drill now. They should have the concept of how they know they're gonna score. The team should know their identity. So
I think if we won 48 games, that is the perfect time to fire Tom Thibodeau and bring in your next coach to take that team to the next level.
Hold on. Let's shout out Jay Boogie for the $20 super chat.
Shout out to Jay.
He said, "Oh yeah, gonna let the baby give a take, but admit great show and conversation going on for Sunday morning. Thanks, fellas. Salute.
Hey, you want a take? Come on, you want to have a take? Come here. Come on. They asking for you on the show. You want to have a take here?
Young star in the making.
Yeah.
You want to see? You want to have a take here? Get the headphones out. Where the headphones at? Here. Go ahead. You want to have your take? Go ahead. What you got to say about the Knicks? Huh? What you gonna say? What you gonna say? You say hello to everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
Salute. Salute.
Hi.
Nah, facts. We feel the same way, bro.
Yeah, he said get. He said go get Donovan Mitchell. I agree.
He said he outside too. He said he outside all summer. He was
outside, right?
But yeah, like I said, like this team could win in the 50 something. They could get the 50 something. Last year, when people were saying the 50 burger and all of that, it didn't make sense. But this year, it makes sense, especially because honestly, I'm with Almighty Finesse. Although it's hilarious, but I think really realistically, the trade is done. I think Donovan Mitchell knows the trade is done, but he just can't say nothing.
Yeah.
I think overall, he wouldn't be hanging around New York so much. And like he almost telling the people of New York that he's here without saying he's here. So I honestly think the trade is done. I think that we're winning 50 something games this year. I don't see why not. It's that PTSD of everybody thinking that we have to suck because that's just the Knicks. This team, we took a step back last year. But there was a lot of things that went into that. So you're not gonna tell me we get a high level all-star and we're gonna suck. That just doesn't that doesn't make sense. You don't make that trade to suck.
Nah, we won't.
No way.
I just want us to like be okay with, you know what I mean, if we anywhere from 5 through 8, it's okay, man. If we a 7 seed and we gotta win one game to get in, it's okay. It's all right. Like, don't go crazy trying to be a top 6 seed. I want to be, right? But like, if we can't get that this year, it's all right, man.
But there's a trade deadline. So it's like, let's say we could get say we had 30 games, and you said what 17 and 13 or something like that.
Yep.
Now we can make a trade at the trade deadline that could push us over the hump because maybe just not somebody's just not fitting in that role. So we'll make us like it don't have to be a huge trade. It just could be like a, something that fits better for us.
Right.
And we could get to the 50 wins. Because it don't always gotta be, if I'm gonna make a trade, it gotta be a big piece. It could be something small that just fits 100% better with the roster.
And what a 50-win team that's 50 out of 82. That's like
you got at least 32 losses if you got 50. Exactly.
I'm saying that's like almost like a 600 winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like out of every 10 games, you got to go like 6-4, right?
Hold on, let me see.
No, that's something like that. Because you have.
I don't have the winning percentage up here for the Celtics.
50 out of 82. Because that's how I like to break it down. Because then it makes it seem more attainable.
And what's crazy is I don't want to hear the media. We trade for Mitchell. The media better be sitting.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
Celtics had a 622 win percentage last season with 51 wins.
So you winning like 6 out of 10 games. You got to go like 6-4 every 10 game stretch.
Exactly. And a 3 of RJ, Spider, and Brunson. That's nasty. And if Randall's here too, you have a big 4. You got a big 4 because 2010 and 5 is 2010 and 5 regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And if he may not get
Robinson
the 5.
Is who Knicks fans think he is. I ain't convinced, but if Mitchell Robinson is who Knicks fans think he is, that's a mean starting 5.
But before we go, speaking about Mitchell Robinson, I like what he's doing as far as conditioning, and he's saying he want to be the fastest center in the league and all that. He's trying to get his conditioning up. I kind of like that because if you see a lot of times he'd be gassed if he played 30 plus minutes. So now if he's getting his conditioning up, That's a good look. See, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see you at your local gyms crossing up 12-year-olds and shooting threes. Do something that's going to impact the game.
I don't even care about him scoring. If you got Mitchell, Brunson, RJ, and Julius, all I need him to be is a top 5 rebounder in the league and a top rim defender. I don't care if he averaged 4 points, which he will average more than that. But I'm just saying in hyperbole. Like, I don't care if he averaged 4 points. Like, you get me 12, 13 boards a game, 1.5 to 2 blocks a game. Like, I'm good.
I ain't gonna lie, I want my son to average 16. And
He ain't
I
averaging
need
16 with that lineup, though.
Bro, he can. It's not hard. Like 16 it sounds hard, but it's not. It's 4 points each quarter. That's not hard for Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, but
not
like,
hard.
Let's
4
say
dunks. That's 2 dunks in a quarter for Mitchell Robinson. That's not hard, bro.
Exactly.
Mitchell Robinson can do that.
Yeah, but like,
Mitchell Robinson has defensive player of the year potential. He really does.
Like,
it's just up to him to get it.
16 points a game, bro. Like that's achievable for him.
So let's look at it this way, right? Let's say Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson both average 16 a game. That's 32 points a game. Let's say Don keeps up with his average at 25. That's about 60 points a game. Let's say RJ gets to 20. That's 80 points a game. If Julius Randle averages what?
20.
That's 100 points a game out of your starting lineup. That is not happening.
It's not, but where we might have that though. Like, we might have that because then you still not thinking about IQ come off the bench and all the other Fournier and
that's what I'm saying. So like, how many points a game are you gonna average?
I think we could lead the league in points this season. Like, I really think with the addition of Donovan Mitchell, though, I think we could. Well, it depends because obviously somebody's going in that trade. So IQ and I think regardless of anything, IQ and Obi is gone in that trade. Now, the third player will just be between RJ and Grimes, which I think that Leon Rose and them are not giving up RJ. Tibbs will rather give up RJ, but they can easily sun him and be like, "Boy, sit down. Go to the store for me because what you talking about? Get out of grown folks' business. We're not giving up RJ." So I honestly think that we could still have like 25 points off the because that's 120. We're not gonna be scoring 120.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think Mitch average more like 10 points a game. We'll get Brunson at like 15, right? Julius at like 18, RJ anywhere between 18 and 20, and Don would be like 25. I think that's a little more like realistic.
Yeah. I think we'll average as a team maybe like 112, 113 points. That's realistic.
And even what I just did that's still 96 points a game. That's a lot of points out of your starting lineup. Like, and that's the reality of it. Somebody is gonna have to sacrifice shots. Who is that somebody?
Julius Randle and RJ Barrett shots is getting cut. Like,
and I really don't want it to be RJ. And it's not just me being a homer or whatever for RJ. But honestly, I think that RJ can affect the game more so better than Randle at this point because I really think that you need that wing player. That's how this league is. You need that dynamic wing player. And I honestly think that if with RJ scoring 21 to 22 points with whatever Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell gives you, that just takes this team to a whole nother level. Like I can see a place where Randle gives me 17 and 10 and maybe like 4 and be cool off that. Like that should just be cool. I don't need you to get 23, 24 points a game. Give me 17, 10, and 4 with a block. I think that works out better.
Yeah, listen, I don't care if Julius, RJ, and Brunson are all around like 16, 17 points a game. They could all be there. Because I already know Donovan's giving me anywhere between 22 and 25 points a game.
Yeah, fact. So maybe like we only need 2 players to give us 20, and then everybody else give me 15 to 19 or something like that. Because we know Brunson going to do that. I honestly think Brunson's giving us 18 and 6 this year.
Sheesh. Yeah,
it's light work.
I see why you think we win at 57.
but 18
our
and
offense
6
going to be insane if he's giving us. like if we got 3 guys averaging over 17 and one averaging 25, like that's crazy. That's the best offense in the league if we can pull that off.
They all, first of all, they all career averages except Brunson is 17 or above. Look at Randall. It's either 17 or above. RJ's I think is 17, close to 18 points a game career average. So that just wakes up. That means they wake up and give you that. So when they get easier shots, you gotta remember a lot of these players are gonna get way easier shots than what they get now. So it just makes the game. Adding him just makes the game so much easier. Adding Brunson just makes the game so much easier. That's why I say I really think 50 plus wins this year. I really think that.
Man, I know we about to end the show, man, but Shotgun in the chat. He's starting trouble.
All right, so we can get the last 5 minutes of Shotgun.
He not starting no trouble. He just having some fun.
What he said.
Freezy always time out. Freeze, you always come with the bubble wrap, man.
Like, champ, come on, bro.
He said the bubble wrap, man.
Because he politically correct. He PC.
Come on, bro. Nah, man. Y'all know what it is. It's like, with the contributors of the channel, man. Like everybody be dope in their own, dope in their own way.
Facts.
And we all don't think the same way. And just because, we agree or don't agree or whatever, don't mean that one person, like we putting one person outside the circle, Shot Smoke still family,
Yeah,
me and he and I don't always agree on everything. Like I think Quickly is gonna be a star. I think Quickly has the highest upside of any of these young guys outside of RJ. But I mean, I provided data to back it up. And so most of the Blorange Tears family think I'm losing it. And that's okay. Because we all have our own individual way of thinking about stuff. And we not the go along to get along game. Rivera, you know that. Remember how many nights me and you fought Jay at night? You know what I'm saying? And Champ. And the Champ be digging in too. Champ say some stuff like what he said, like what Champ said. Bro, we don't all just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one of the. I ain't trying to take your time up, man, but I just came back there. Y'all listen, man. I'm gonna just give y'all this. Yo, y'all got something that is so. I don't want to call y'all dope because I don't want to give y'all credit and boot y'all head up in there. But y'all got something that But for real, y'all had between 80 and 90 people early on a Sunday morning rocking with y'all, bro. On a Sunday morning.
Yeah, salute to the chat,
man.
Yeah,
salute to the chat. Hit that like, subscribe, turn on the noties. Every Sunday we doing this 9 in the morning, man. Early birds. You got to get your coffee or you got to get your morning
already got
spliff,
the coffee. I
whatever.
got coffee every time we
if
on.
You a drinker, you
you
need a shot in the morning. Get up. We live. You feel me?
Hey, y'all did the J Boogie super chat already?
Yeah, we did it already.
Okay.
We did the J Boogie super chat.
All
right.
Before we get up, before we get out of here, because I think my son watching in the other room. Salute to you, my boy. Thank you for liking, subscribing. I mean, I know you're in the room watching.
Watching Poppy on TV.
Yes, sure.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope, man. So up next, man, we got Old School Knicks. We got Old School Knicks coming up, man. Y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about how New School Knicks be off the chain, and then we got our own topics too.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna talk. Yeah.
Go ahead. King Ant, you want to get us out of here today?
Yeah, man. Listen, New School Knicks, we appreciate, everything y'all do in the chat. If we come at you, it's because we respect you. You feel me? We respect you. Passion attracts passion. The law of attraction, you know what I mean? So if we come at you, we respect you, feel me? So we thank you for the support. We gonna always give it up. High Smoke. Call us Mr. Chimney. Call us Chimney Gang. We will all smoke. You know what I mean? If you disagree with our takes, drop the red flags. Let us know. Talk your talk. and we definitely gonna respond. All right, but
Richard
big ups
Hamilton
to
is
the,
overrated.
I just want to give a couple of shout outs before King Angie close it out. Big shout out to Blorange Tears. Big shout out to For the Love of the Game. Big shout out to J Boogie, the closer. Special donations, you feel me? Big shout out to everybody that came to the show. Shout out to Rivera and the Champ. You guys did great today. I like this vibe we got here going, fellas. I really do. I like it.
Yeah,
Can't
man.
wait
These
for the
numbers
season
is
to start.
crazy.
and
Early
I'm
on
gonna
a Sunday
definitely be.
morning, y'all got people about to bed.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they
Yo,
definitely
waiting
be
for
in the
us.
old school Knicks chat causing havoc. I'm gonna be right in
Big
that
shout
chat
out.
causing havoc. All
Big
right.
shout out to my homies in the chat, Matt, Lloyd, Big Bun. My guys, I love y'all for real, for real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to the peoples, bro.
Word, shout
Hopefully
out
this
to you.
time next Sunday, man, we got some news.
Oh, we got some news. We might have a special old school, new school combination. We got some
Yeah,
news.
man.
We might have to
And
open up
so
this panel.
and so
panel
I've been
have like
talking
6 boxes.
about 6 or 7, right? But yo, I'm thinking, yo, if the Mitchell trade go through, I'm gonna just be on for 24 hours straight.
Yeah,
Oh,
my wife gonna be
Yeah.
mad at me, but I'm gonna be here.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
on. I'll be
yeah,
on.
I'm gonna
definitely
definitely be on for like, yo, you know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
hope that news hit when I'm off. If I'm off and that news hit, oh yeah, I'm on 24.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just right here, just like right here with soda or something, right here, just off the screen, like, you know what I'm saying? You know
You're
what I
gonna
mean?
see me change outfits like 3 times, like 45-minute shower breaks is all we need.
That's
Nah,
it. That's it.
facts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No doubt. So, hey, shout out to everybody, man. Thank y'all for coming through on a Sunday morning, bro. We got like 80, 90 people in here, bro. That's bananas. Yo, y'all doing big things. Yo, y'all did a great job, man. Rivera with the moderating. That was dope.
Elite moderating, elite.
Yeah, elite.
Overall,
yeah, man.
99.
Yeah, man.
I
Them.
talk too much to moderate, man. I talk too much to
Yeah,
moderate.
man. 'Cause that's why I be jumping on the. I be wanting to contribute sometimes too. I be wanting to be an analyst sometimes, but not a moderator all the time.
Freezy want to be part of the young gang. You're an honorary member.
He
of the
found
young
a
gang.
fountain of youth.
Yeah,
Honorary
man.
member.
Yeah,
Salute,
man.
salute to y'all. Salute to Anthony D. I hope they have a great show next. And then old school Knicks.
Yeah, no doubt. We going to do that, bro, because we going to talk about memorable moments from non-memorable dudes. We are talking about.
Is it in our era too?
Yeah, because we got to talk about the Obi Toppin game. I think Obi had a 46-point game or 42-point game. Yeah, we got to talk about.
It was Freezy always trolling low key. His undertone is hilarious.
Bro, it's the entertainment value. You caught that, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, man. Hey, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Oh, I'm sorry, Rick. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, thank y'all, everybody, coming out. We up out of here. It's Sunday. Some of us got to make dinner. I got to go be a dad right now. I'm going to holler at you.
All right, man.
All right.
Easy.
All right, peace out.
Peace.